Hello. This is the second in our series of Advent podcasts on the theme of Christmas carols. And as my first choice, I've chosen O Little Town of Bethlehem. This never ceases to awaken the Christmas spirit packed away deep inside me from many Christmases past. The wording contains so many vivid images of joy and expectation that in my mind I'm transported to Bethlehem as a spectator at the joyous and noisy event when the skies were filled with a host of angels, hundreds of them, proclaiming the birth of Jesus. The carol was written by an American evangelist, Philip Brooks, who was born in Boston in 1825. Educated at Harvard University, he served as minister in several Episcopal churches in Philadelphia and Boston before being appointed bishop in that area. A giant of a man, standing 6'8" tall. Not unusual for nowadays, but it was then. He had a heart to match, which endeared him to all ages. Philip Brooks visited Bethlehem in 1865 when it was a very small village, far removed from the bustling city we know of today. By nightfall, the story goes, he was in a field where, according to tradition, the shepherds heard the angelic announcement of the birth of Jesus. The aura of that time stayed with him throughout his life, so much so, years later, when he wanted a song for the children to sing in church, he reached into his memory banks and wrote the words which painted for him the sights and sounds of the Bethlehem he had visited. Philip asked his organist, Revd, to write an accompanying melody. And this he struggled to do until one night in his sleep, some music came into his mind. He immediately got up to commit the music to paper. The following day, when he gave it to Reverend Brooks, he said, "I think this was a gift from heaven." So from Philip's poem, published in 1874, and the melody that subsequently came from heaven, we have a Christmas carol which is much loved by many, nearly 150 years later. Philip Brooks died unexpectedly at the age of 58, to the great sadness of all those that knew and loved him. And it is said that a child, when told of his death, said, "Oh, Mama, how happy the angels will be." What a wonderful testament to the man. As I said at the beginning, I've always loved the traditional version of O Little Town of Bethlehem. But I came across the version you're about to hear through my ministry of working with children of all ages, using puppets to tell the gospel stories in an exciting and interactive way. It's not the version of the hymn you're expecting. But thinking that Philip Brooks too loved working with children, even keeping toys in his office for them, I hope you will approve of my choice. And I hope Philip Brooks would have liked it too.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem. Oh, little town of Bethlehem. Oh, little town of Bethlehem. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see you lie above thy deep and dreamless sleep. The silent stars go by, yet